Welcome back, guys. Al's married. He's somebody's husband.
Yep.
I danced. That's the only title I have.
Joe could not. Before we skip over that, Joe's dancing that night was impeccable.
Yeah, I think the maid of honor wanted me, to be honest.
I kind of almost fell in love with him at my own wedding. Had to walk away, go outside, get some fresh air, rethink myself.
Seeing people at a wedding,
was majestic.
Honestly, I will say one thing. My opinion on things has changed because you see some stuff. It's like, yo, that guy literally just busts balls 24/7. Then you see him romanticizing over here with their girl, dancing all provocative, and it's like, you're just a bitch ass.
Man, you really
deep down, you're a lover, man.
You see it, man.
But regardless, we're not here to talk about weddings unless we want to do a podcast about weddings. We can do that too. We'll get
that'll be a whole different podcast.
Yeah, we'll do another thing for that one day.
Just interview people that just had their wedding.
How do you feel now?
You feel any different?
Talk to me about the money. No, I'm kidding. But speaking of titles, we're Ultras 11 still. I'm Joe. That's Al. If you didn't know, sorry.
Just in case if you guys forgot, I know it's been a couple of weeks.
Has it been?
Yeah, it's been. We haven't recorded in like 2 weeks, I think.
It feels like a week, but whatever.
Dude, that time flies when you're having too much crazy fun, especially wedding fun.
Yeah, I do really like weddings in general. But anyways, we're speaking of titles. We're gonna talk about Madrid. They clinched their title. They're still in Champions League, but we don't care that Madrid's actually a really good team because that's overrated to talk about all the time, and they suck. We're gonna talk about their future and some question marks with their future. And since we're in Spain, we're going to talk about Barcelona and Xavi deciding that he's flipping the script again.
That was all a game.
It was all tactical.
That was all fucking tactical.
Then we're going to talk about United because they got absolutely obliterated today, and it was very funny to watch because Onana genuinely sucks ass, and I don't know if there's like some sort of refund they could get on him or like.
I hate saying it because like one of my best friends is a United fan.
Yeah, sorry, Jay.
But it's just so enjoyable to watch.
It's honestly kind of comical too because De Gea is still a free agent.
Yeah.
And like Onana's there.
He goes to half of the games and he's just chilling. He's like,
what's up there?
That's who you guys decided to replace.
That's my replacement. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're also gonna talk about Sir Alex Ferguson's best 11 and comparing it to Pep Guardiola best 11.
Oof.
Like who they coach and stuff like that. Just because
tell me things that are going to be on the podcast.
Yeah, it's a little surprise for Al. It's just because I thought about this when we had a whole debate about top coaches in the world the other day.
Yes.
So then I'm like, oh wait, who did
that's a good idea.
coach? You know, the whole thing. But before we get started, obviously subscribe, comment, like, make us your favorite people.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok.
The whole shebang.
We're everywhere. We're a pretty big deal now. You know, I'm married. I don't know if you guys got that at the beginning of the episode.
Al's married.
Joe?
I'm not married.
Not married, but ladies,
I'm wearing
probably not that many listening or watching, but if you
on
are,
TikTok, we get
if you
some.
are, that means you're into soccer, you enjoy the podcast, and you got this lovely man right here that has zero ball knowledge,
but we're here
talking. The dance moves of a young John Travolta, man.
That's easy.
It was insane.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm knee pain for the next 4 days straight.
Hit him up. Guys too.
No.
No. Guys, stay away.
I have enough friends. I don't go that way.
No new friends. Like Drake said, no new friends.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get back to the podcast. No more dancing talks. I'll do tutorials later. So earlier today, I read something about Vitor Roque, his agent, coming out and complaining, basically saying that Barcelona isn't playing him and it's not fair to him, and they're not going to, like, if that doesn't change the situation, they're going to look to sell it. They're going to look for another team, not as a loan, but, like, fully gone. So then I started thinking about ENDRICK, and ENDRICK's going to be going over to Madrid next year, but they're also heavily linked with MBAPPE, right? And this year, if ENDRICK was there, you'd see him getting some playing time, obviously, because they don't have a real number 9, right? But with MBAPPE going there, like, I get it, you could play MBAPPE on the wing, but it's also like, where does ENDRICK actually slot in then, you know? They have Vinny, Rodrigo, and MBAPPE. Is ENDRICK really going to be starting? So my question to you, Al, is do you see something like what's happening with Vitor Roque? Do you feel like that's going to happen with ENDRICK at Madrid?
Yes and no. I do feel like ENDRICK is, like, when he signed and had the intention of going there, you know, everybody as a player, you're always going to look at, you know, the situation. Yeah, okay, I get it, it's Madrid. majority of players dream of putting on the Madrid jersey and playing for them one day, and he's already getting to do it at such a young age. And I feel like when he looked at the situation, he looked at it and was like, okay, Benzema's on the way out. They need a new number 9. They don't have that. I can be that guy. You know, I'm young, but you know, I'm hungry. He's shown it with Brazil, like he's playing and he shows that he can do it. He can play at a high level. So now I think with Mbappe coming in might kind of ruin that. And I feel like, not to say that he has an ego already, ENDRICK, but I feel like him being on the bench, he's gonna be like, okay, but like I get it, I'm at Madrid, you know, hopefully I get a chance, but I need to be playing. Like he's at that age where he can't just be benched on one of these teams. And that's the problem with these teams is they want to get all these superstars, and then when they have too much that they don't need them, they're like, okay, don't worry, you can stay. We're gonna work you in slowly. You know, we don't want to throw you out there right away, and end up just being bench scrubs. And they just get wasted on this team. But they're either on Madrid, but they're on the bench.
Yeah.
And like I get it where you know these kids they come from, because you know you sign there, you have all this expectation, but then you're not given the opportunity. And I honestly could see ENDRICK now, especially if Mbappe, because we all know nothing is confirmed until he actually goes there, because this is what, the 3rd summer now that Mbappe is linked with them. And like 2 years ago when he was a free agent, it was like, oh, it's done, he's going there. You saw all the pictures with him in the jersey, and then he ended up staying. I don't think he's going to stay, but nothing is confirmed. So like even with that could not even happen. And then hey, ENDRICK's the through and through number 9, and he's starting every game. So we don't know, but I think if Mbappe going there, I could see that kind of take an effect on ENDRICK, and then you know eventually he might start saying like, hey guys, you know, you guys got to do something. You know, I need to be in this lineup, or I'm requesting a transfer because I want to play. Like I don't see him, especially with the way he is, like his attitude. I can't see him being okay with being on the bench.
Yeah, definitely not.
He's got that big player kind of attitude. Can he prove it? Can he do it? That we got to wait and see. But I can't see him being okay with being on the bench majority of the time.
Now, if you're ENDRICK and you know halfway through the summer, you see that it's here we go, confirmed, Mbappe over to Madrid. Do you contact your agent then at that point and say, hey, listen, speak to management, see if I'm going to be playing, or like should I go out on loan? Do you think that could be a possibility for ENDRICK, or like even like you know like him staying back at Palmeiras for a little bit longer just to?
I can't see that like anything holding the move back. I could see him going there and then kind of seeing how it goes. I don't see him kind of pulling the fucking plug right away and be like, you know what? No, he signed there. I'm probably not gonna get playing time. Let's go somewhere else, or maybe I'm gonna stay here another year. I can't see that happening realistically. I can see him still going there, kind of seeing how the first year goes, and then if it's like we were just saying, then I can see him saying, okay, hey guys, I want a loan, or you know what, I didn't want a loan. I want to transfer. I want to go somewhere that I know I'm going to go there. I'm going to grow with them, and I'm going to stay there for years.
Yeah.
I can see him being that kind of player.
It's just it's a weird thing because like you see like with these big teams like Madrid and Barca, obviously they have that natural selling ability because it's like everybody wants to go there. They're always deemed historically like the best teams, like this and that, whatever. So obviously it's the most tantalizing offer and like something to consider. But you look at guys like Arda Güler, or however you pronounce his name. He came in the same window that Jude Bellingham came in. And now he hasn't played. Okay, barring he did have his injury, and I think it was like an ACL or something like that. I understand that. But now he's been fit, and he's just been sitting on the bench. You know, they also have Brahim Diaz in that exact same position. So it's almost as if these bigger teams are like stockpile on these youngsters. And, you know, it's kind of like, let's see who actually lasts by sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? Like, and
that's Madrid for you, buddy.
You know, like it's at moments like that, like now you're already seeing with Güler that he's looking to be loaned out. But like he's also coming on and saying like, no, I want to prove myself. But he's not giving any chances to prove that. So for me, I feel like with Madrid and like whenever they offer and stuff like that, I feel like a lot of these youngsters jump the gun very, very early in their career. It's almost as if it's like they're blinded by the glitz and the glamour of being a Galactico, and they don't realize like, hey, you might get the big bucks for that year or two, but if you truly love the sport and you want to play and stuff like that, it might not happen. You know, you're going to be benched for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Look at Kaká. When he left Milan, he was only, 24, 25? He rotted on the bench for another 3-4 years. And then it's like do you even have a career anymore?
Yeah.
Like you're
No,
a forgotten,
no,
you're a forgotten person.
That's a Madrid thing, and that's the problem with being that team, and it's because everyone looks at them and it's like, oh wait, as soon as Madrid is interested and think, okay, I'm open to any offers, I want to listen because it's Madrid, that's been a dream of mine.
Yeah.
But they don't think of how much it can actually have an effect on your career, because Madrid's like that team that no matter you have your Cruz, your Modric, even when those guys move on, they're still set up. Like when Ronaldo left and Bale left, everyone's like, oh, this is it, they're done. And then you get Vinicius and Rodrigo just step in, and not saying that they're playing to their level.
No, definitely not. But
at the age that what they're doing, they're playing fucking phenomenal. You don't even notice Messi, Ronaldo, and Bale being gone. It's insane. Even Benzema too, for the big effect that he had going to that final and winning Ballon d'Or. Even him, it's like, okay, now they don't even have a striker, and like you almost can't even notice it still.
No, exactly.
So like Madrid's always that team where they have a starting 11 at all times, and they just keep on trying to bring on this depth. They keep bringing on guys, and then that's what ends up happening. A couple years go by, the guys are like, hey, I want to play. I'm sick of sitting on the bench. They end up getting transferred out for less than what they paid, and then these teams go and they end up getting this diamond because they're like, what the fuck? Let me get.
I was gonna say, look at Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he went there at a young age, wasn't getting the time, did a couple loan spells, went to Arsenal on loan, and look, that's his team now. Yeah. He's the captain, he's leading it, like whatever, and he's still young enough that he's not going to be forgotten about. And my fear with a guy like ENDRICK is like, if he goes there and MBAPPE goes there in the same year, let's get real. We know what to expect from MBAPPE. And I don't know about ENDRICK's versatility, if he could play on the wing, if like he could drop a little deeper. Like I'm not too familiar with this game like that. So I'm not going to say whatever, but the reality is Vinny is untouchable. MBAPPE will be untouchable. The only question mark would be a guy like Rodrigo. Because you see him sometimes not starting and stuff like that, right? I
see Vinny being the sacrificial goat. I know, like with what he's doing and everything, but you have MBAPPE that comes in, and let's say ENDRICK, he comes in and like whatever games he does play and the minutes he does get, he ends up showing that he's actually the real deal. Your moneymaker is not going to be Rodrigo. It's going to be Vinny.
Yeah, exactly.
You put him that he's available on the market. There's going to be a lot of Prem teams that are going to be in that. Even PSG, they'll be in that. Yeah. Pay big money for him, and then you sell him, and you still have a front three of MBAPPE, ENDRICK, and Rodrigo.
Yeah.
So, like they're no matter what, they're always going to be set up. And personally, that's the guy that I think is going to be that thing, because Rodrigo, I think he can still get a lot better. Vinny, I feel like we've all seen the best of his abilities, and you're not getting much more than that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I agree. I will say one thing. I really do appreciate Rodrigo's versatility and ability to play anywhere across the front three, and his mentality.
Vinny
what
can.
I mean? Yeah, Vinny can.
Vinny, like
you see when he plays centrally, he ends up drifting out wide. Like that, because obviously it's his best position. He's fantastic. I'm not going to take anything away from him.
He can't move.
It's one dimensional.
Can't even play on the right.
That's what I mean.
Like Rodrigo, Vinny's out. Okay, we got to throw Rodrigo on the left. We'll put someone else there on the right, and whatever.
And a guy like Rodrigo's mentality, I prefer players like that. And I was had a talk with like one of my buddies yesterday, because we were talking about Leao. Leao, obviously fantastic, world beater over here, but he lacks consistency. And for me, I'd rather have a guy that may not be at that level of ability of Leao, but he's consistent.
Yeah.
Game in, game out, he's giving you 90 minutes of good football, good whatever. Whereas Leao, it's like when he's on, he's fucking on.
One of the best in his position.
But when he's not on, he's a legitimate ghost.
Yeah.
And I'd rather guys with that mentality, like a Rodrigo mentality, that I'm willing to do what the team needs me to do right now, Vinny, I don't think he has that. So I would agree. I would get rid of him. But the reality is, Rodrigo, I think they would probably actually get rid of, because they could teams will be able to get him for a cheaper price in comparison to Vinny.
Joe, but with the money that's going in football now,
you're not wrong.
You put Vinny for dude. You forget very easily. Go look how much PSG paid for Neymar.
Yeah,
at that time.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Like there is a team that will pay the price, and at the end of the day, Madrid's a very smart team. The way they do business. If it's between those two there, I'm sorry, Vinny's the one that's going. He's on the chopping block, because, like we said, the guy can play one position and that's it. If you need the help on the right, yeah, okay, you could put him there, but somehow he'll probably end up on the left, and he'll be a ghost that game. I guarantee. Even up top, you've seen him they try to play him up top. He can't do it.
Yeah,
he sucks.
He ends up drifting out wide again.
He literally is only a left winger, and I'm sorry, especially if you're bringing in a guy like MBAPPE that can play all striker, left, right, wherever you want. You have a guy like Rodrigo that can play anywhere you want. I guarantee even ENDRICK can probably play on the wing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he probably can, honestly.
You have those guys you can kind of, and especially in a game situation, you have three guys that kind of do that. You almost, you have them in a position, but you kind of have them playing almost kind of like free.
Yeah.
Where, you know, at times, MBAPPE drifts out to the left, you're going to have ENDRICK come into the middle, and then ENDRICK will be there, and Rodrigo will be there. And then other times, Rodrigo, you'll see him cutting into the middle, and you'll see MBAPPE drift to the right, and ENDRICK on the left.
Yeah.
And I can, like with that team, like, that's fucking dangerous. That's scary.
Yeah.
Vinny, for me, his attitude stinks. He always tries playing victim, and he's a one-trick pony. He plays one position. He's great at that one trick. I'm not taking anyway. Like, wait, he's a phenomenal player at what he does in that position, but he can't give you more than that. And I don't think his ceiling is much higher than where he's at right now. Rodrigo, I feel like he can still grow a lot. Like, there's a lot more goals in Rodrigo's legs in the future than Vinny.
I agree with that. I'm a firm believer that versatility is key. Interchangeable players and stuff like that, that's more key than a guy that can only do one thing.
Yeah.
You know? Switching over, though, we're going to talk about Barcelona quickly. Well, not quickly. We're going to talk about Barcelona. You're talking about Madrid, you have to talk about Barcelona and what's going on in that place. So, no, I don't think anyone actually fully comprehends what's going on. But Xavi, essentially, first he quit from Barcelona. He said he can't do it, or like whatever that case was. But somehow now he did a 180 and he wants to stay at Barcelona. What do you think made him change his mind?
Personally, I don't think his mind was always the one thing. He was staying at Barcelona. I think it was all bullshit, to be honest with you. The way it all happened, and you saw the way they completely changed the way how they were playing and how good that, how fucking, dude, they were scared. Like, they almost actually made a decent run in Champions League. You actually said, like, oh, Barca might go to the final.
I actually was one of those guys. Like, think like, yo, they
dude,
might.
I said it too. Like, I watched one of the games. I was like, man, like, yo, Barca, hey, don't count them out. Like, I know there's still some good teams in there, but they can make a legitimate run to that final.
Yeah.
And I feel like that whole thing was just a coach trying to get through a young team and trying to motivate them in some way. Like, hey, you know what, guys, I don't think I can do it. I'm gonna leave. You know, especially with the way things are going, kind of motivate them to play even better. And you saw Barca did that. They almost made that run. They almost made a run in the league. Unfortunately, it didn't get there, but you saw what the team's capable of, and he pushed them to another level where they weren't getting to. So for me personally, I think it was all tactics. I think it was just a coach playing chess, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's leaving," and he's
I'm gonna be honest.
I wasn't shocked by it.
I think he actually did have intentions to leave, but I think it was one of those, he had intentions to leave because he didn't like the direction that Barcelona was going to go in. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, he bleeds for Barca, right?
When you looked at it, you know, like, he was integrating the youth that he wanted to. The players that they signed were guys that he wanted.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's not like it's like they weren't listening to him, and like how Saudi complains about these presidents, no one wants to listen to him who he wants. They just bring him guys, say, hey, this is what I got you. Xavi was getting everything he wanted. The president loved him. From obviously, you don't know what happens behind the scenes, but from what everyone's seen, like him and the president had a good relationship. Him and the team had an amazing relationship. They all respect him because at the end of the day, the guy's a Barca legend. You're playing for Barca. You're being coached by, you know, one of the best players to play for that team. You're gonna shut up and have respect for him.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's just what it is. So the whole thing, like, from the day when I heard it announced, I was like, now, something's up with this. This has to be cap or something happened, because if something did happen, cap. Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah, continue. Cap, dude.
When something happens, if something serious happened, and for him to announce that he was leaving, he would have left. He wouldn't have stayed at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if something happened between the president, he was like, you know what? No, I can't do this anymore. He wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm going to leave, but at the end of the season. So, you know, we'll see how whatever it goes, and then I'm going to leave at the end. He would have left in that moment. For him to come out mid-season. If he was going to leave at the end of the season, he wouldn't have said anything. At the end of the season, you know, sorry, I'm going to step down, you know, with the pressure and everything. You know, I just want to take some time off, spend some time with my family or some bullshit like that, whatever. But it was just the way everything happened, and when he said it, especially when they were, I'm pretty sure, like, at that time, they were going through a kind of a rough patch. And then all of a sudden he says that, and it's completely different Barcelona.
Yeah.
For me, I think that was all just a big brain move on his part.
Do you think that if like Barcelona continuing with Xavi is the right choice for them and their future?
So 100%. 100%. We had this conversation in, I don't know if it was the last pod or 2 podcasts before, about the coaches and how big are these new age coaches that they have the idea of the game, plus all these players respect the shit out of them because they're legends from not that long ago, and they actually played the game and they were one of the best in their position in the game. So people have that respect for them. So you have that in your Barcelona team. He's not just like a brand new coach. He's coached other teams. He has experience under his belt. Now he wants to build his name. No better perfect situation, perfect team than to do it with this Barcelona, his former team, and you have a young core that you can grow and you can actually build something with.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, man, when you look at it, and you can't blame Xavi for anything that went wrong with the team this year. A lot of the times, a lot of the games that they lost or they dropped out of Champions League, whatever, you saw it was the inexperience of the player.
Oh yeah.
Like you give him and those guys, a couple years to go through some heartaches and some kind of rough battles.
Yeah, but they need their continuity.
But yeah, exactly. They're gonna learn from it. You can't just sack a coach and bring in a new coach every year. That's why you looked at Italy for 10 years when Inter and Milan were going through all like the banter era. Go look how many, dude. Inter, I'm pretty sure in one season had like 4 coaches.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I get it if a coach is not working. That's your mistake for bringing him in the first place. But you can't just keep sacking him and keep sacking him, keep bringing in a new guy and expect things to change. It's not going to change. You got to give the guy time. That's exactly what it is, man. And that's why when I'll argue still to this day about with Pirlo. You know what? At that point there, we lost the whole fucking train we had going on with the fucking 9 Scudetti. That was done. Still won 2 trophies. You saw that he has some good ideas, the way he looks at the game and everything. Give him time. What's the worst going to happen?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I always say, like we've had this talk countless times, where it's like sometimes you got to sacrifice something for the greater good.
Yeah.
Like you have a new coach, fresh ideas, fresh whatever, evolve with that coach. And that's like, I'll bring it to Roma, like how you did for Juve, whatever. With Roma, like when we brought in Fonseca, I'll go back to that point. He was a young coach. He came from Shakhtar. You saw how good Shakhtar did in Europe, because I won't lie to you, I've never watched the Ukrainian league, so I don't know how.
What the hell?
Like, stupid me. But like, you saw his fresh ideas in the Champions League and stuff like that. And Shakhtar was one of those teams, like a dark horse all the time, that they wouldn't be intimidating to other teams. You saw when he came to Roma, he was adapting, he was learning and stuff like that. I always say, Roma did him dirty. They didn't back him enough to give him the players that he needed to fit his specific system. So he turned around and he still adapted to the players we ended up having. And he still did somewhat decent. And I think they got rid of him and just didn't trust him enough to see where it would go. And now you fast forward, look at him in the French league. He's working wonders. Why is it? Because they're backing him. They're giving him the tools he needs to be successful. De Rossi right now. I never thought I'd see the day that a coach comes in for Roma and it's like, oh, you want this guy because this is your vision? Cool, let's go get him for you. Sorry. Like us getting Baldanzi, I know he's not the greatest player and I'll gas him up because like I love Baldanzi, but it's like one of those things that like, it was a young Italian player. A lot of people were talking highly about him. He plays in a specific role that De Rossi was looking for, whatever, like a vice Dybala type of thing. Okay, yeah, no problem. Let's go get him for you. I think this is the time that you're supposed to be backing your young coaches. Yeah, your young coaches, let them grow, let them go through those heartbreaks, like you said. Let them learn, ride the wave, and that's what's going to create a great fucking coach, And Xavi, I think, has the right tools. You can already see it.
Yeah, man.
His youngsters and how he's meshing them in is, I'm sorry, I think it's fucking genius. Like seeing Yamal on that wing, he's 16 years old, but he plays like he's 28. Yeah. Like he is so mature and so fucking good. It is crazy to me.
He could completely flop. We've seen it before with Barca players and Spanish players.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Ansu Fati.
Ansu Fati is Brighton now.
Yeah, but he also tore both his ACLs back to back. So, I mean.
At the end of the day, Joe, you have to train your body and make sure. I get injuries happen, but, you look at some players, and that's why I know that to a certain extent, injuries are avoidable. You look at a guy like Ronaldo, who the guy just never got injured. But you see the way he keeps it. He doesn't eat certain foods. He's always in the best shape. Every year, it's like he gets in better shape. But he doesn't get injured. If you take care of your body, you can avoid these things. And that's the thing with him. I feel like with Ansu Fati, I get it. He was unfortunate, but I just feel like he was just overhyped from the start. And
that was also that weird time where like the second Messi left, this kid explodes on the scene.
10.
Yeah, like he explodes on the scene.
For that
whatever. Like, the next Messi. Like, no, and that's the thing too with Xavi that I really appreciate. The fact that he's able to take away the pressure of these youngsters. Like, Lamali, that's the next Messi. Look at the way he's playing. Fermin Lopez, that's basically going to be this guy. No, like, he's able to take that away, and they're just focusing on the game. And I think that's his greatest attribute right there. That's my Barca spiel. I don't know why. Like, I had a moment. I thought I was gonna say something else.
I was gonna jump in. I was like, hold on, let me wait till he finishes. But then you went just quiet, and I just heard the silence on the mic. So I'll take that as you got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Just to kind of add to like with the whole Xavi thing, and sorry, that I'm happy that he actually like now he's saying that he's staying. Just the simple fact I didn't want to see what happened with Pirlo happen with them. Because I generally do like Xavi. You know, we've talked about in the group before, like, dude, some of the Barca games, like, you watch them play, like, Xavi ball is a real thing.
Like, it is a real thing.
It's still very premature, still very young, but you give this team a couple of years, man, they're going to be a dangerous team.
Yeah,
even
100%.
Even with Madrid and all those superstars that they have and buying everybody, you're going to start seeing that Barca team, that all these young talents that came up from the Barca academy, just absolutely fucking Real Madrid.
I'll be honest with you, dude. That's why, like, there's always those teams that will have soft spots in my like heart because they create their own talent. You know, like Ajax. I don't know. Like, everyone makes fun of me because I get notifications for Ajax games. I follow Ajax because I respect the fuck out of what they do. You know, they create fantastic players. Like, I admire that. Dortmund, you know, they gamble with a random 17-year-old Belgian kid that's only played 4th division his whole life. And it's like, I respect that. I love that. You're creating a talent and creating opportunity for yourself. And I'm glad to see Barcelona's on that path of actually creating talent and not buying it. Because there was a point in time that they stopped looking at their academy.
Because they didn't know what to do, man.
They just started buying everybody.
Everyone gets scared when the dynasty started to die, and you're like, oh my god, okay, no, because we can still kind of say we still have this guy, you know, okay, let's go buy this guy now because this will help. Let's go spend $100 million on Coutinho and $100 million on Dembele because that's gonna work. We just lost Neymar. Both these guys, seem pretty good.
No, exactly. And like even with Lewandowski, obviously I'm not gonna shit on Lewandowski and say he's a shit player. By all means, he was fantastic in the peak of his powers. But you can notice he has severely fallen off, especially this year. Yeah. But like they went and got him, and now he's just a huge paycheck for them. Yeah. I don't know what their youth academy looks like with a striker, but man, but how long have you seen Barcelona run without a striker? That false nine,
and it worked. You also had Messi playing that false nine, so
can't
really compare too much.
But still, you never know, man. With these guys, they're fucking.
Not true, but dude, Barca they've proven it. They have majority of their biggest stars came from the academy. So I mean, you got to take a chance and risk it. But it's going to be hard to kind of go back to that. Hey, we played false nine before. We had fucking Messi, the greatest fucking player to play the fucking game. Like
even Pedro was there, and as much as I hate Pedro because he's a Lazio scum. Kind of was a baller. Yeah. Kind of was a baller. Yeah. Like very good at everything.
I only only one day in the year that I actually liked Lazio. It was yesterday.
What?
May 5th, baby.
What?
That's when Juve won. Lazio beat Inter and we won the Scudetto. No big deal. May 5th, baby. Big day for Juventini. So yeah,
I'm wearing a Juve jersey.
Saw this morning and it reminded me. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, see,
good fucking times.
Lazio can never do anything.
You know who scored that? You know who scored those? Two of the guys that I know that scored for Lazio against Inter, Simeone, and their coach right now, Inzaghi.
Wait. For Inter's coach right now.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Lazio's coach? No. Tudor, that freaking idiot.
No.
Yeah, but Lazio sucks. No matter what.
But they helped us.
Yeah.
So I'll take them one day. Hey, dude, we all know who the biggest team in Rome is. Okay. DDR and the boys, baby.
Dorothy asked Allegri for advice on the Bayern Leverkusen game. So Juve and Roma were mates. We tied yesterday too. So that's why I'm wearing the jersey. Out of love, Cheers to that.
Hashtag respect.
I was not wearing it on, which is kind of fucked up. But anyways,
I don't know. I didn't get the memo. Sorry.
Anyways,
a respect thing today.
United got absolutely obliterated today. It was embarrassing.
And don't you just love it?
You know what? As I was watching the game, like obviously,
I love it.
I love to
Sorry,
see.
Jay. Love you.
Jay, sorry to. I'm gonna say this to you.
Sorry, Deej too. I know you're like a somewhat normal. new fan, so sorry to you too.
Oh yeah, that's right. He made that decision last year.
I'm gonna start following the team. I'm gonna start following United, and
I'd follow somebody else.
I get it. You don't want to follow top dog, but United's a rough one.
Yeah, that's a hard one to swallow. I see my vendetta with United is because they always beat Roma 7-1. Like no matter what, it's
United fucking suck.
No, it's literally they always destroy Roma. Like I think we get them one game and then they just absolutely.
Can I ask you a question? Have you guys ever faced them with DDR on the bench?
Well, that's the thing. We faced them multiple times with him on the field.
Yeah, but
he scored a thunder punch from center.
Not on the bench, Joes.
Yeah, obviously. I mean,
Joes, him on the bench, Mancini and Pellegrini on the field.
Dude, you don't have to tell me. Yeah, I already know on Thursday, Bayern Leverkusen's streak's coming to an end.
Yeah. You guys are going to score in the 60th minute, and then you guys are going to score in the 80th minute. It's going to go to extra times, and you guys are going to win in pens.
That'd be fucking... Oh, dude, if that happened, I'm fucking knee sliding on cement so my knees get cut up for the love.
I wouldn't even want that, because then like Bayern probably still try to keep their thing, but we didn't really
lose in our regular time, so it doesn't count.
Still undefeated, baby.
No, I want to beat them. Well, no, they would technically, if we beat them, like if we win the game by 2 goals, we technically did beat them.
Oh, yeah.
We just didn't advance.
They won 2-0 there.
Yeah, so if we beat them 2-0, but like we go to extra time, like we technically still won the game and they lost.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking sick if that happened. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm putting a bet in. I can see it.
Honestly, I hope you do, because every time you bet on Roma, they win. So I really hope you do. But anyways,
Roma Barca.
Let's go.
Just want to quickly bring up that they made a lot of money.
Everyone calls it the Remontanda. We call it the Romontanda. Whatever. Anyways,
back to United being absolutely horrible.
Yes. Okay. So I was watching the game, and I loved every moment of it. But I sat there and I was looking, and I'm like, wait. Is Ten Hag actually to blame? And I know I'm gonna get a lot of stick for this. And people are going to lash at me, which is fine. I'm not saying Ten Hag is a fantastic coach by any means or whatever. It's just, how do you blame him? How do you blame him for this year when every single defender you have is getting injured and dropping like flies?
Yeah.
You're starting your center back pairing, injured. So then you're going to your 3rd and 4th string, which is Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. And I respect Harry Maguire, but let's get real, he is not on the level of Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. No. Now, both those guys get injured, so you are then riding with a defensive mid who doesn't play center back at all in Casemiro, and Wan-Bissaka is sliding in sometimes. You know what I mean? So, like, how do you really blame a man when he hasn't had a proper 11 all year? And it's like, you could turn around and say, okay, but look at Chelsea too with Pochettino, he still sucks.
Fucking sucks.
I get it. But I don't know, man. I feel like with United, I don't blame Ten Hag.
No, I still do.
Who do you blame? Okay, there you go.
I don't fully blame him, but I don't think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the right coach for United.
No, definitely not.
I think he's I don't want to use the word small team, but I feel like he would do, better. I think he would work wonders at like a Tottenham.
I was gonna say like a Dortmund, actually.
Even like a Dortmund.
Like that team that's like cusp,
Dortmund.
Expectations are a little bit less, stuff like that.
Dude, team like West Ham, I could see him doing like serious thing with that. He goes there, he fucking lays down the law, and he's hard on these guys. I could see them actually shut up, listen to this guy, and actually do something. But United, you have to have a coach that knows how to handle the kind of players that United has, because it's not easy. And especially when, you tried being, okay, I can kind of control them and bring in half your fucking Ajax team that you coached before, still didn't work because majority of them are dog shit. Yeah, because I 100% believe the rumors about apparently that year when they went on that run, when they still had everybody, apparently that whole team was taking like a performance, like kind of like enhancer, that it's legal in Netherlands, but it's not legal in the other, like any other European leagues. I'm like, I know I'm a fucking conspiracy theorist, but that I fucking believe 100%.
I was a flat earther.
You see the way they fucking were playing that year, they were fucking stupid.
Well, look, I was gonna say, in saying that too, the only
Donny Van de Beek,
I was gonna
phenomenal.
Say,
guy died.
That's what I mean. Like the only two players that came out of that are still relevant, and like, okay, De Ligt, I won't bash. I do think De Ligt is still a great player. Same with Frankie De Jong. But everyone else,
his quality dropped from
yes.
Like when we got him, it was dude, he was still good. But like you saw, it was like KO. He almost had to like learn how to defend again. The guy was defending with his arms fucking up in the air. Like, dude, what are you doing? You're a defender.
Yeah.
Like, don't you know these are the things that you shouldn't be doing? You got to keep your arms close to your body.
See, but it's going to be a penalty. It also goes down to, like, I feel like Ten Hag is the type of coach that the reason why those players of that, like, Ajax team did so well is because he was so probably, like, exact with everything he did. Like, you're going to be here even if he moves the ball over here. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
these guys would listen. They weren't superstars. They didn't think that they were bigger than the team. It's like some guys on United, like he's trying to tell them and put in his own things. Okay, you got to do this. And they're like, hey, shut up. Like, I know how to play. I played fucking soccer my whole life. Like, fuck off. I know what to do.
How do you tell a guy like Casemiro?
That's what I mean. That's
one
it all.
Accomplish nothing.
Exactly. So I feel like it's a mix of, there's a lot more problems than just him. He can't get all the blame, but he is to blame for this team. And I don't think that he's the right coach for this team. I'm sorry, guys.
So who comes in, given the situation United is in? Who do you think comes in as a coach and would actually steer them into a better path?
To actually make the team better?
Yeah.
Probably the guy up there, Jesus Christ. I mean, and he might have some trouble.
So you're saying Johan Cruyff or Pep Guardiola?
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, I feel like what United needs as their next coach, because Ten Hag, he should be gone by the end of the season. If they want to do anything and turn this boat around, he has to be gone. I'm sorry, you have to get rid of him and Anthony, ship them out on the same boat.
Anthony's the worst thing.
Take the hit like Chelsea did with Lukaku. Let him go. Okay, you know what? He fucking stinks. That guy cannot do anything. He's a fidget spinner, and he scores one goal and celebrates like he scored the in the World Cup final.
What was that pen celebration? Who did they play against when he cupped his ears after they won in pens? It was a third division team.
Not Luton.
Coventry? Was it Coventry?
Yeah, I think it was Coventry.
I want to say it might have been Coventry, to be honest with you. I don't know why that stuck in my head, so I'm going to keep saying Coventry. I don't know if it was, but it was like a second, third division team, and this guy, they beat them in pens, and he's going like...
Dude, relax. Like, you're a fucking nobody.
Dude,
that's the issue with this team. It's Ten Hag, he fucked this whole thing up. He needs to go.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I think. I think there's deeper, but he's a fucking big problem.
See, that's what I keep on getting back to. Like, obviously, he is a problem because his ego doesn't match up with said results, which is absolutely absurd to me. Because if you're gonna have an ego, you've accomplished something. You know what I mean? Like Pep Guardiola, he should have an ego, but he probably doesn't have an ego. Like, I watched that documentary. That guy's just a fanboy of all his players. He gets them all gassed up. Like, it's crazy. Mikel Arteta has the greatest inspirational speeches for everything. Like, and then you have Ten Hag that he's beefing everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and like you don't
list him, he's beefing you.
You look at Jadon Sancho. Thierry Henry actually had a bit like when a player's like not mentally there, like they're going through something like depression or whatever it is, you could see it like they can't play well. Mm-hmm. As a coach, you should be addressing that rather than singling him out and, you know, like making him feel even worse. Mm-hmm. Look at Jadon Sancho in Dortmund now. Look, everyone's talking about how fantastic he's doing and shit like that. And it's like, dude, that's the problem. Your coach shouldn't be your enemy.
Yeah.
Your coach should be there for you. Mm-hmm. And if you see a player's mentally struggling, talk to them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Be there for them.
If your tactics aren't working, adapt to what you have. Yeah. You know, like, I don't know.
He won't, man. He's too hard-headed. Like, I'm telling you, he's doing more damage to the already damaged team than it was before. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, I'm sorry. You know, I chirp Ronaldo and everything, but when he went there and with the goals he scored in his first season, how are you benching him and starting guys like Anthony and Garnacho and Rashford and guys that don't ever?
I think Garnacho is so overrated, man. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's good.
He's a great raw talent, but again, he plays in England, plays for United. Way too overhyped for what he.
That's what I mean. Like he's way too overhyped for what he actually offers. Mm-hmm. You know, since we were talking about bad coaches, let's talk about great coaches. in Pep Guardiola, and a man that could actually probably, hopefully, save United from the crisis they are in, Mr. Sir Alex Ferguson. First off, before we even analyze these two teams and talk about like the best 11 combined between both of them, like who they coach and whatever, who do you think is a better coach, Pep Guardiola or Sir Alex Ferguson?
No, Pep. I think for me personally, I think Pep Guardiola is like one of the best coaches of all time.
Okay, so we agree on that.
Yeah.
There's no
I don't
debate.
like.
There's actually not even a debate.
There's not. I don't have to explain myself. I do, and you're questioning me, and you think that I'm wrong about this, but you just go watch a movie or something. Like go.
Yeah, dude.
Grass
Pep is
something.
just like, okay, like a lot of people will turn around and like bring up stats, trophies, this and that. Like, of course, Pep obviously has trophies, but is his trophy cabinet as large as these other guys? Maybe not, whatever. But to me, that doesn't matter. He's forever evolutionized the fucking game, and he keeps on evolving too. You know, it's everyone wants to play Pep style.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what you tell me, like that's Pep style. He has perfected it, and now he's evolving his own style again.
Dude,
and you see it again.
You look at these other coaches that they're bringing this new style and this different way to play. It's just an offspring of whatever Pep style is, and they're trying to make it their own kind of thing. But the main basis of it is Pep style of play.
Look, dude, Mikel Arteta, he had a left back that would slide in as a defensive mid.
Mm-hmm.
Who did that first? Pep Guardiola with Joao Cancelo.
Yeah.
Oh, I put John Stones as a defensive mid when I'm playing a three-man backline for extra solidity and like whatever, and he made him a proper CDM. Look what Xavi's doing at Barcelona with Andres Christensen. Mm-hmm. He's playing as a CDM. You know, like everybody has a little bit of Pep and wants to be like Pep, and it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
It's actually mental. Like, I can't talk about how I want his brain studied while he's alive, though, because I want it to be in working shape. Like, I need to know what's going on.
He's too special, man.
Yeah.
He's a coach that we're all going to be talking about for a very long time.
Oh yeah, will always be probably one of the best to ever exist, and he will always have that title.
Oh yeah, easily.
Unless something marvelous happens with Xabi Alonso or Thiago Motta or. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna start saying some players. I'm gonna go through like a starting 11, and we're gonna do kind of like a this or that. Say who's better, tally it up, whoever wins, and that becomes our starting 11.
Okay.
And it's only players that have played with Pep Guardiola or Sir Alex Ferguson. Mm-hmm. All right. So to start things off, we'll start off with the goalies.
Okay.
For Pep Guardiola, Manuel Neuer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Manuel Neuer, and then Sir Alex Ferguson. We're gonna go with Edwin you could say Van der Sar or Schmeichel. Which one do you think is better out of those two, though?
Out of the two, I'd probably say Schmeichel was probably a better goalie, but either way, I'm taking Neuer over either of them. Like for me personally, like Buffon's always my number one. He's my fucking GOAT, but Neuer for me, I'd probably put him like top 3.
Yeah,
goalies of all
I
time.
would agree. Manuel Neuer, he's the starting goalie for us. That's a no-brainer too. Respectfully to Van der Sar or Schmeichel, whatever. Right back, Dani Alves. You could also put Philipp Lahm here, but I think Dani Alves was just revolutionary too. So I'm going to go with Dani Alves or Gary Neville. One other right back that Sir Alex Ferguson coach. That was good. Rafael.
Sempre Don Dani Alves.
Yes.
It's without a doubt. Gary Neville was just there because the guy shut up and did whatever Ferguson said. Hey, you do this, you stay on this guy all game, and you don't fucking move. And he stayed on him like a fucking fly on dog shit. He just did whatever Ferguson said. That's all he was. He was not good. He had no skill.
It worked. That's the thing. You can't argue though. It worked because he has multiple trophies.
100%. It worked because of the team he was in and what his role was. But you're going for. I'm looking at a right back, and I'm trying to choose to make my team the best team. I'm going Dani Alves over Neville.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Dani Alves over Gary Neville.
I would take fucking Todosides over fucking Gary Neville.
No, you wouldn't. No,
yes, I would.
He poops his pants while he plays.
Dude.
That guy, he smells.
Yeah, but dude, no one comes near him.
No, people did still. They did. It was gross. Okay, center back, Carlos Puyol or Nemanja Vidic.
Both very good. Don't want to take anything away from either of them because, I feel like Vidic he gets the praise because he was on United, but I feel like when people talk about center backs, they don't give him the proper praise that he should get, Vidic. Yeah. because the guy was a fucking animal, man. He was a fucking monster for that United defense. Like not saying he made like Real look better.
He did,
but he made Real look better.
He did.
Like
it's like
Real's game. It was like Bonucci and Chiellini.
Yeah.
Like Real was like that Bonucci where he had the like that speed.
The Rolls Royce defender. Almost.
Yeah, exactly. He was the one kind of passing the ball out of there. And Vidic was just a fucking animal that you could not fucking get through. But head to head with Puyol, it's a fucking tough choice. But I think, and I might get some hate for this, I think I might take Vidic over Puyol.
Vidic over Puyol. Yeah. Well, wait. Sorry. I was responding to a text that somebody called me.
It's okay.
No, I disagree.
I don't know, man.
Listen, I agree with you. I agree in the regard that Vidic doesn't get his flowers as much as he should be. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say Puyol over Vidic simply because of that natural. No, you know what,
dude? For me, like I don't know, like
I'm just thinking.
I might get some hate for it, especially if you fucking clip this. But I just think Puyol is a little bit overrated. That's just me.
You know what?
He yells at people, and that's it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My dad, I praise Puyol because he was a short center back.
He was a captain with long hair.
Like he was really like gritty in your face, and I love that style of like whatever.
Phenomenal captain.
Yes, and that's what always draws me to put Puyol on said pedestal.
But
my dad even says the exact same thing. Puyol is the most overrated center back he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And all I picture in my head whenever I hear that line is him being put in a blender by Di Maria multiple times. But
and not just Di Maria, a lot of people put him in a blender, man.
Yeah. Fuck.
Defensively, like I'm sorry, dude. People could say whatever the fuck they want. You guys come after me. You guys have zero ball knowledge. Don't care. But Puyol's overrated, man. I'm taking Vidic over Puyol.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna disagree and go with Puyol. And since there's not a third person to
Ange's the third person, so
yeah, we'll say what our fathers would have probably said. Vidic is probably gonna take that because your dad would probably say Vidic over Puyol.
No, my dad would probably say Puyol because Vidic played it for Inter.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so it would still be even then.
Yeah.
This is awkward. But anyway, okay, you know what? We'll just even Stevens there.
Even Stevens will say Vidic.
Cheers. This one's gonna be easy for me at least. Gerard Piqué or Rio Ferdinand. They both suck and are overrated.
Yeah. Out of the two though, I'd probably take Piqué. He at least had Shakira. What a Rio Ferdinand had Beckham. Dude, come on. He had Beckham and they both had cornrows together. They were fucking sick. Dude, Piqué had the same haircut for every season that he played.
And you know what?
The only difference one seseason he had a beard, one season he didn't have a beard. That's the only thing that changed about it.
I went through a period in high school where somebody told me I looked like Piqué because the way I was doing my hair and I was a little tan and whatever. So you know what? Because of that, I'm choosing Piqué too. Even though they're both overrated.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
They both
couldn't agree more on that.
Yeah. Left back for Pep Guardiola. I'm gonna say David Alaba.
Yeah.
Or
that was probably his best.
David Alaba or Patrice Evra.
Ooh.
I know it pulls on your heartstrings a little bit too.
A little bit there. I'm not gonna lie to you, but looking at them both, Alaba, the guy's like do you even consider him a left back? Like the guy's can play anywhere on the fucking field and put in a shift and a half. Like he's one of the best versatile players that I've seen probably play the game in a very long time, that you could throw him literally anywhere and he'll have an impact. But as a left back, I think I'm not just going with the Juve here. Yeah, I definitely am. I'm going to go Patrice Evra. Uncle Pat, man. It's too good.
I think my thing when I think about defenders is defense first. So from a defending standpoint, I would say Patrice Evra over Alaba. From strictly you're a defender,
Yeah.
But through and through, Alaba had that crazy versatility.
Yeah. But we're also looking at just a left back right now.
You are right there, and I would say I'll give you that too. I'll give you that too. I'll say Patrice Evra over David Alaba. I'm gonna have to agree. I feel like we're agreeing a lot, which is very unlike us right now. Okay, we'll probably agree with this one too. Roy Keane can't even say it with the straight face. It's fucking Roy Keane, man. Well, unless we change it to Michael Carrick. We'll see. Anyways, Roy Keane or trying to see who's comparable to him.
Cristante is better than Michael Carrick.
Yeah, I know. Roy Keane or XAVI. XAVI again,
Like
no brainer.
I'm not even gonna waste my breath explaining anything.
Yeah, we don't need to there.
XAVI 10 times out of fucking 30.
Yeah, Paul Scholes or Iniesta.
Why am I thinking about this? Iniesta. Paul Scholes is literally the most overrated fucking English.
I can't believe you even like took a step back there. Like
I had like a brain fart for a second. I was like, wait, Paul Scholes. I'm like, wait, like honestly, I didn't think you would fucking say the guy's name. Like the guy was fucking the most overrated piece of garbage, I think, on that United team. And everyone, oh, dude, his passing was fucking great. Please, dude. Everybody in fucking England just fucking does a long ball. Yeah, and he was also a Dimitar Berbatov with the nastiest touch in the world. Yeah, still remember that clip. True. Okay, David Beckham or Kevin De Bruyne. I know Beckham mainly played right mid, guys. I know that. No, yeah, but we're doing like a 4-3-3 right now, and he did play. Mid. Yeah, I was gonna say he played center mid a couple of times. You know what I mean, dude? I think for that goes pretty easy to De Bruyne. De Bruyne over Beckham. Yeah, I think, man, like, but you can't look at Beckham like. Majority of the time, people talk about him now or know about him was because the one free kick that he scored and the amount of different hairstyles he had. Yeah, he was a sex icon. Hey, I gained a lot more respect for him because I used to talk shit about him after watching his documentary. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did gain a lot more, and I learned more of his kind of backstory. But at the end of the day, he was what he was. You know, he was very promising and all this height, and he really just kind of stuck with it and made it because of his looks. Yeah. Overrated baller in a sense. Yes. Like that's why I'll say overrated baller because he was still good. Yeah. He was just really like put on a pedestal. Because again, he was probably the first, like, besides guys like George Best, like he was the first like global sensation. People knew about him all over the world. They did a model like that, and not a model, a singer, like a whatever. So yeah, but I'd agree, Kevin De Bruyne over Beckham. De Bruyne, man, like he's almost like he's changed that fucking role in that position. Like he's fucking phenomenal, man, De Bruyne. Here's where it gets a little bit more fun. We're gonna get to the attackers here, and I think you know what I'm kind of loading up for you. I know. Again, I'm gonna say Wayne Rooney, but I know Wayne Rooney didn't play left wing or right wing. I'm literally just saying three attackers. Alex Ferguson's best attackers here. Okay, that's fine. So Wayne Rooney, or let's go with, because they're both somewhat similar, like nines, whatever. Sergio Aguero. I'm taking Aguero in that situation. Big Rooney fan. He bought his jersey back in the day. That was the first jersey I bought that wasn't a Juve jersey when I was younger, and it was official and everything. Loved Rooney, but Aguero was just fucking different gravy, man. You're not wrong. Aguero. That when I remember when we were linked with him, and then I woke up. I remember that actually. And my brother was in a morning, in a matter of 12 hours. All of a sudden, he's on a train. He's going to Manchester City, and we're signing Vucinic. I'm like, oh, sick. Yeah, pretty much. Legend, pretty much same, but different. Yeah. Serbia. Wait, where was Vucinic from? Serbia, Montenegro. No. Was he the red flag? Montenegro. It was Montenegro. Yeah. He's like fucked up. You're like Serbia, Montenegro. Yeah, I forgot that they split apart. Sorry. I was wetting his head. But no, I agree, Sergio Aguero. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to bash Wayne Rooney because I will look at you and say, I think that is the greatest English player of all time. Yeah. Honestly and truthfully. But Aguero is just, he'll always have my heart too. You know, like there's so much he's done personality-wise and like player-wise. Like I just love Aguero and think he's irreplaceable anywhere he goes. Yeah. Thierry Henry or Eric Cantona? We could even go with Van Persie, but I think Cantona is really like one of the biggest United legends, so I'm going to go with that instead. This one's a little bit of a tough one. I could actually say Ronaldinho instead of Cantona, but I know I would both say Ronaldinho, so that's why I want to make it challenging. No. Henry? No, you mean Ronaldinho instead of Henry? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Ronaldinho instead of, no, Henry and Cantona. It's tough, but I think I'm gonna edge closer to fucking Henry, man. I knew you were gonna say, Henry, dude, go look at videos of Henry. Like we saw a little bit of him play, but we didn't even see his
No, the
full
peak of his
career,
ground
man.
power.
That guy, like, people think Mbappe is fast right now.
That guy was grease.
Go look at videos of Henry making a run even before he joined Juve.
Yeah.
That guy was fucking a speed of light, dude. He was quick as shit, and his finishing and his ball control, everything. No, he was man, he was fucking amazing, man. I fucking love Henry.
This is where I'll disagree with you. I'm gonna say Eric Cantona. I do put Henry on a pedestal. It's crazy because when he retired, I started to appreciate him more.
You're doing so good.
I know. I had to though. I just Cantona was one of my favorite. Like I never watched him, so it's gonna sound weird for me to say he's one of my favorites. But he was kind of like, if I were to build a footballer, it's him.
Yeah.
Just because like the arrogance, he backed up that arrogance. His fucking stupidity, like his interviews are crazy and absurd, but it deflects from anything you're saying. Oh, he just drop kicked a fan in the stands. Cool. He talks about wonton boys and fucking seagulls, and you're like, what just happened? And then he'd go and score a hat trick. That's why I loved him because of like that mentality and stuff like that. So I'm giving Cantona his flowers there over Henry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Joe, we're talking about legends here, so I can respect it.
We'll go equal there. This one's a no-brainer too. Lionel Messi or Van Persie. No, I'm kidding. Or Ronaldo. Yeah.
The jersey's behind you, Joe. I'm currently covering the other guy that you're asking down here.
Well, there's a reason why we have it overlapped onto the Ronaldo jersey.
Yeah.
But it should be behind.
And we had a nice little new patch over here. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it happened in 2022. Argentina won the World Cup. Yeah. No big deal. Messi got his
Al actually said his speech for his wedding in Argentinian.
I did.
Yeah. It was really nice.
And then some bartender tried talking as in the middle of my speech. I was like, "Give me a roll."
Yeah, it's all true. It's all true.
Yeah, Joe was there. He seen it. Hey, not lying here.
Then when we get the footage, we'll definitely show you.
Yeah. We'll show you guys the wedding video. The clips.
If you did that actually would be just stand there
in the middle of the thing, just stand on that thing, and just stare at someone randomly with the most serious face. Give me the roll. Give me the roll.
Are you gonna?
And just stand there, just look at them like this for like 2 minutes.
You gotta love Messi too because he was such. It's like what Sepp Blatter said that time. He's a good boy. He says you take him home, whatever. Then all of a sudden he puts that jersey on. He's the biggest punk bitch ever and wants anarchy.
Never seen that side. I've seen that side of him. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, man.
That's
I kind of like the side of Messi.
That's what Antonella's been with her. Yeah. She's seen it all.
She's seen that side of him before, man. She knew what he brings to the table.
Okay, now last question. Coach, who do you prefer, Pep or Sir Alex Ferguson?
I think I answered at the beginning. Pep. It's always going to be Pep. So you could put any coach in that question. For me, it'll always be Pep.
Well, on that note, then we're done.
I think we end things off there.
We're done.
We end things off with you guys already knowing the answer. It's sempre Pep. Pep is the greatest in the world. He will go down as the greatest. And yeah, I feel like that just kind of, we talked about kind of a lot about coaches today.
Yeah.
Another kind of coaching episode. But
we love coaches, man. Big coach guy here.
Oh yeah, Joe's
friggin' coaches.
Joe's really loving coaches recently because he finally got to experience a good coach.
Who?
What? Did I see, dude?
Oh, they're gonna say Mourinho.
No.
Mourinho was cool.
No, Mourinho.
No, I think I gotta even pump the. I gotta go on a Roma tangent, but not right now.
After. It's okay. We'll get you your nice Totti armband.
I've been working 17-hour days.
Your Totti book and a nice De Rossi jersey, and then we can.
I get outbid. What was the guy's name that outbid me the last time? I'm fucking coming for you, buddy.
Nobody. You better outbid Joe on that fucking armband. That's his. Okay.
If you do that.
What did you end up going up to like last time? And you still got outbid.
Dude, I think I went up to like 600 euros.
That's fucking insane.
So in Canadian, I don't know how much that is.
That's like $800 Canadian.
Yeah.
Dude, I honestly did not think there was more people that like Totti. I thought it was just you, dude. I didn't think that he had a big fan base, but clearly,
It's like that
it's
vine.
you and that one guy that keep bidding on his fucking
What was that
armband.
vine that they were like at a resort? The guy has a speaker and he's on the balcony. He's like dancing. He shows his fans. I thought it was like two kids.
There's like 3 kids. He's like,
That's me. That's me and that one guy for Totti. We're just like, hey, what's up, guys?
The only difference is that guy's wearing the armband while he's partying.
Fuck,
We're not.
for real. What a fucking tool.
You know what? You got 2 special edition jerseys.
Yeah,
that
so you have that?
He probably has to. Considering he bought it. He probably bought. You know that one that you have with the 10 that's like signed on the back?
Yeah.
With like the gold. Like,
You got the fake one.
no, he probably got the real one that they had on the website too that was signed by him. Like actually signed by him. Like a double signature, dude. And for some reason,
this
like
episode's
Roma
done.
cares at the front. For some reason, I don't know, dude. I guess Roma cares. I don't know, guys.
No, if I could ever get out all my cares jersey, that'd be fucking gangster as shit. Take off this fucking trap. No, I'm
But
kidding.
you know what,
This is a
Roma?
classic.
You know what, Roma? Hopefully, they start caring about this podcast, and one day they'll be able to sponsor us and take us out.
That'd be so cool.
Imagine going to the Olympico.
It's crazy because like I just want to see Cristante and hug him.
100%. Me and you, better commentators than those guys they got on football.
Oh, dude, they fucking kill me.
Oh, I think he hit the post over there. I don't know though.
I think when he makes shoot, he's supposed to be hitting the target.
I think if next time he try to hit the target, it might be a goal, but he has to hit the net for it to be a goal. That's literally what I have to hear every week. I fucking hate
I
it.
always die of laughter because he states and like
That's
that's
the
the
most
thing.
obvious thing.
Like
Dude, shut
maybe
up.
get a guy that English is his first language because obviously he thinks he's saying something so intellectual, but he's just saying the obvious fact.
Joey, my dad, who still, after being here for 50 years, still has a hard accent.
Yeah, I
He
love
would still
your dad.
commentate better than that guy
Oh yeah.
there,
Oh yeah.
and not just state the obvious all game.
No, but dude, that guy played for the Rangers or Kilmanrock or whatever.
I honestly
some
want to know how they
Scottish team.
did their hiring process because I feel like our names got to get thrown into that.
They went on LinkedIn and that's it.
But guys, thank you for listening this week. I know we had a little bit of a break. I think we're going to kind of get back into some sort of schedule now that the wedding's all over with, and I don't think we really have anything big coming up this
May
year.
19th we do.
Yeah, big party.
My friend's throwing a Project X party.
Maybe do a live stream at the party.
Yeah, he has a cafe crema machine. He's very excited about it.
Yeah, we'll interview a couple people about the cafe crema and what they think. What's better, the cafe crema or Totti? We'll see. We'll tell you guys. We'll put out a video.
I just clued it out. I was nodding on my cat. And then I'm like, wait.
But anyways, guys, if you haven't already from the beginning of the episode, don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go check out our latest videos, and we'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Wait, you didn't say your line.
What
We'll
is it?
hear you.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you next week. We'll hear you next week.
There you go.
Ciao, babies.
See you later.